Hare Krishna. Today we are going to study the 10th verse of chapter number 4. The name of the chapter is Transcendental Knowledge of Bhagwat Gita as it is. But before we start today's verse, let us quickly do a recap of the previous verse. In the previous verse, Krishna said that one who knows the transcendental nature of his appearance and activities does not take birth in this material world after leaving his body, and he comes to my abode, that is Golok Vrindavan. And in today's verse, Krishna is going to explain to us how to remove the stumbling blocks from the path which leads to Golok Vrindavan Dham. Today's verse is extremely important as we will understand what stops us from attaining liberation from this unending cycle of birth and death in this material world. So first, let us recite the verse number 10 of chapter number 4, Transcendental Knowledge. Vitarag bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashritaah bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhavam agataah. Vitarag bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashritaah bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhavam agataah. Vita, freed from, ag, attachment, fear, dha, anger, mat maya, fully in me, mam, unto, me, upashita, being fully situated, bahavaha, many, gyan, knowledge, tapasa, by penance, putaha, being purified, mat bhavam, transcendental love for me, agataha, attained. Krishna is saying that being freed from attachment, fear and anger, and being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me. Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me. Krishna is saying, Vitarag bhaya krodha manmaya mamuprashritaah, that being freed from attachment, fear and anger, and being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me. Bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhavam agataah. Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me. Now let us read Srila Prabhupada's purport and understand the shlok in a better manner. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnavon ki jai, Sabhi Acharyon ki jai. Srila Prabhupada is explaining to us that Krishna says that by freeing from all kinds of attachments, fear and anger, and by being fully absorbed in his thoughts and having complete knowledge of him, many people have attained his transcendental love. Prabhupada says that it's just not now, but from the past. It's a practice that people who have freed themselves from all kinds of material attachments, fear and anger, they have got the transcendental love of Krishna, by which they have freed themselves from the material bondage. Prabhupada says that it's very important for us to know that how others have attained the Golok Vrindavan Dham and why are we still here? This we need to understand. The main reason for our being here is the attachment with this material world. And due to excessive attachment here, there is a sense of fear and anger. Prabhupada says that the attachment with this material world is because there is no attachment with Krishna. Attachment develops only when there is attraction and knowledge. People in general have no idea that how great is Krishna. And only if people come to know that how great is Krishna, then automatically people will get attracted towards Krishna. We all have a tendency of getting attracted towards beauty, intelligence, wealth, power, and fame. And Krishna is the reservoir, the storehouse of all these opulences. In the material world, if someone is beautiful, then it's not necessary that for that person to have complete intelligence, all wealth, fame, and that too permanently. In material world, everyone's beauty is temporary. Intelligence, wealth, fame, everything is temporary. But when it comes to Krishna, Krishna has everything permanently in him. He is always young and beautiful. During the war of Mahabharata, Krishna's age in this material world was around 125 years, and at that time he had many grandsons, but he did not look more than 20 or 25 years. This is known as being all beautiful. Similarly, all the riches that we see in this entire creation always belongs to Krishna. We get a little part of it for some time, but it always belongs to Krishna. Same goes for intelligence also. Krishna has the complete knowledge of everyone's past, present, and future of each living entity in 84 lakhs of species. And we are unable to remember what we ate and did 2 or 3 days before. So, in nutshell, Srila Prabhupada is explaining to us that because we hardly know anything about Krishna's greatness, so we get impressed by everything that we see in this temporary material world. We get impressed by someone's beauty, intelligence, richness, fame, etc. etc. Prabhupada says that everyone is seeking for happiness because everyone is a part of Sat, Chit, Anand. But the only problem is this, that we are looking for happiness in wrong places. We, being a part and parcel of the Supreme Krishna, will become eternally happy only by getting back to home, that is, to Golok Vrindavan, which is Krishna's abode, where everything is permanent. This is the plan of Krishna and the motive behind giving us Bhagwat Gita, so that each one of us can know him and get back to him and enjoy permanently by serving him in Golok Vrindavan Dham. Srila Prabhupada says that in Brahma Samhita 5.47, it is stated, Yah karanarnava jale bhajati sma yoga nidram. Srila Prabhupada says that while he is sleeping in his yoga nidra, innumerable universes are coming out through his breathing and from his pores. This is the greatness of Krishna's Purush avatar, Mahavishnu, and it is stated in Bhagwatam, 1st canto, 3rd chapter. Ete chans kalapunsah Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. It is clearly stated that all avatars are expansion of Krishna, and Krishna is the Supreme God. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Brahmaji sings the glories of Krishna. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. So by now, we have properly understood that how great is Krishna, whose glories are sung by Brahmaji, who has created the entire creation with the inspiration and power given to him by Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says that it's very important to study the scriptures, and without the thorough study of scriptures under the able guidance of a bona fide guru, it is not possible to know Krishna with our own imperfect material senses. Krishna is unlimited and our senses are limited. So how can we think of knowing Krishna with our limited senses? This is why sadhu, shastra and guru is required. Sadhu is a person who has complete knowledge of all the scriptures and he himself lives in accordance to all the teachings given in the scriptures. And the guru should be in the disciplic order of Guru Shishya Parampara, and with the mercy of Guru and Sadhu, when one reads the scriptures, then one can understand Krishna's greatness. In today's verse, Krishna says that in the past, those people who had no attachment with this temporary material world and had no fear and anger, they had come to me. So now we know the secret, how to reach to Krishna's abode, Golok Vrindavan Dham, after leaving the present body. Srila Prabhupada clearly explains that there are 3 categories of men. The first category is of those people who are too much attached in the bodily concept of life. They think their body as themselves and think everything only related to the body. They are always busy in accumulating things for bodily pleasure and comforts. These people are so absorbed in materialism that it is almost impossible for them to think that there is a spiritual body which is beyond this material body and which is imperishable, full of knowledge and is eternally blissful. These people are too much attached with their body and are very fearful about losing their body and people related to them. One category of people are those who have the knowledge of the impermanent nature of this material world and the material body. And when they are informed that after leaving this material body, one has a spiritual body with which he continues his journey of life. These people become fearful about again getting a body. These people think that God cannot have temporary body like us. Rather, God is not a person at all. He is someone who is all pervading and is impersonal. For these people, nature is God, and they think that the way if a bowl of water, when mixed in ocean, becomes ocean, similarly, they want to merge in the Brahma Jyoti. For them, this is the highest perfection of life. And lastly, there is a category who, after reading many scriptures, become utterly confused, disgusted, and angry. And at the end, these people come to the conclusion that everything comes from void and goes into the void. Void means nothingness. These people take the shelter of some kind of intoxication, and the hallucination that they experience is spiritual vision for them. Srila Prabhupada clearly says that until one surrenders to a bona fide guru and follows the discipline and regulative principles of devotional life, one can never know and understand Krishna. And without knowing and understanding Krishna, the feelings and attachment can never develop for Krishna. And without getting attached to Krishna, one can never free himself from the attachment for this material world. We all want love, happiness, and security, but we are looking for it in this material world, which is the wrong place. It is wrong because the nature of this material world is temporary, and we can never become happy with anything that is temporary and short-lived, as we are a part of Krishna, who is Sat Chit Anand. Sat means eternal, Chit means full of knowledge, and Anand means bliss. Krishna has said in Bhagwat Gita, chapter number 2, shlok number 12, Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadhipaha nacheva na bhavishyamah sarve vayamatah param. Krishna loudly announces that never was there a time when I did not exist, or you did not exist, or all these kings who are present here did not exist, nor in the future we shall cease to exist. So it's absolutely clear that no one is ever going to be destroyed or perish. The only difference here between Krishna and us is this, that there is no difference in Krishna's body, soul, and intelligence. It's all spiritual, and we are spirit soul in the material body. From this, we have clearly understood that the people who have only the bodily concept of life, or the people who feel that God is impersonal, and the people who believe that everything comes from void and will go to void, all these theories are rejected by Krishna himself, when he says that never was a time when he did not exist or people did not exist, and never a time will come in future when we will not be there. But to know all this and understand, we need to surrender to a bona fide guru. Like in this material world, if one wants to gain material knowledge, one has to go to school, colleges, or universities and understand it with the help of a teacher who is well qualified and is recognized by the state board or the central board. In the same way, to understand Krishna, we need to follow certain rules and discipline. Krishna is all pure, and we need to purify ourselves to know Krishna's greatness. This is why our dearest Guru, Srila Prabhupada, has given us 4 regulative principles, that is, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illegal relationships. And when one follows these rules, he is actually doing tapasya, by which he gets purified and thus cultivates Krishna consciousness with faith and knowledge, and in this way he attains the highest perfection of life. Srila Prabhupada says that the sole aim of human life is to attain Krishna consciousness, and it can be achieved by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is given to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, who appeared as the devotee of Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani, who is the topmost devotee of Krishna. By chanting the Mahamantra, the heart gets purified, and quickly the love for Krishna develops, and all the material attractions and attachments gradually fade away. Srila Prabhupada has actually proved it. When he went to the Western world, he only gave them Harinam Sankirtan. Srila Prabhupada requested the foreigners to only chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and as a result, all their past habits of meat eating, intoxication, gambling, and illegal relationships ended. These European boys and girls became pure at heart and became fully Krishna conscious. Prabhupada taught them Bhagwat Gita, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, and they started loving and serving Krishna and attained the highest perfection of life. The foreigners had all money, wealth, and comforts of life, but were lacking real happiness, which Prabhupada gave to them by teaching them how to become Krishna conscious and do everything only and only for the happiness of Krishna. And when Krishna becomes happy, then we really become happy because we are his part and parcel. Like when the root is watered, then the entire tree becomes green and healthy. I am sure that we are gradually understanding that how we can practice the regulative principles and get purified and become Krishna conscious and attain the pure love of Krishna. And this is the sole aim of human life, which we get after 84 lakhs of birth and death in various other lower species. I thank Srila Prabhupada and my Siksha Guru, His Grace Hari Mohan Das Prabhuji, for their merciful guidance. In the next verse, Krishna is going to tell us what these people get when they surrender to Him, and this is going to be very, very interesting. And to know that all the benefits what the surrendered people get, please stay connected with me. In today's shlok, we have clearly understood that we need to free ourselves from all kinds of material attachments, fear and anger. And when we fully absorb ourselves in the thoughts of Krishna and take shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, then we become purified. And by doing this, we all will attain the transcendental love of Krishna. This is the aim of Bhagavad Gita, to teach us how to love Krishna and be liberated from the endless circle of birth and death. I bow down to Srila Prabhupada for his teachings and the way he is explaining to us the most secretive knowledge of Bhagwat Gita. Please stay connected with me and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and be happy. We will meet next week with the next shlok. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.